For early Tuesday risers on the East Coast and night owls on the West Coast, maybe, there's a lunar treat in store. Joining us from NASA is science communicator Andrea Jones. Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
Well, here comes another lunar eclipse. Tell us what makes this one really something special. I guess they all are.
They all are, yes. So the moon is always a special treat, but tomorrow's moon will be extra special because it will be a total lunar eclipse. And in fact, the last total lunar eclipse visible from the US until 2025. So we'll have a big, bright, beautiful full moon, and then the sun and the earth and the moon will line up in space. So for East Coast viewers, around 4:09 a.m., the moon will begin entering into Earth's deep shadow, and it will start looking like it has a bite taken out of it. And at 5:17 a.m., the moon will pass into the darkest part of Earth's shadow, and it will turn a brilliant, bright coppery red color until a little before 6:45 a.m. And then you'll see that moon with a bite taken out of it on the other side until the moon sets. So it will get just we'll miss just the tail end of the partial on the other side, but it's going to be a great view.
That's on the East Coast. I guess the West Coast isn't going to have that problem. But tell us, I understand that the moon is going to look reddish as well.
Yes. Yeah.
What causes that?
Yeah, the moon turns red for kind of a cool reason during a lunar eclipse. So when the moon passes into Earth's shadow, the Earth blocks most of the light from the sun. But the sunlight that does reach the moon had to travel around the edges of the Earth. So a whole lot of Earth's atmosphere was in between the sun and the moon. So if you were standing on the moon during a lunar eclipse, what you would see is a ring of red light around the Earth. And that's the red light from all of the sunrises and sunsets happening on Earth at that moment. And that is what is projected on the moon during a lunar eclipse and why it looks red to us.
Have we photographed what that looks like from the moon?
We have not photographed it, but we do have a scientific visualization team, and they have done an artist rendering of what it would look like. So you can actually go to NASA's website and say, what does a lunar eclipse look like from the moon? And you can see what is a pretty neat view of what it probably looks like.
So the message is catch this now or wait, you'll have to wait till 2025.
That's right, if you're in the US.
And where will it be in the sky on the East Coast? Is this going to be low in the sky? And which direction will we be looking?
Right. So for a full moon, it's highest in the sky. It's like nearly overhead or as high as it will get around midnight. So since this is happening more towards the early hours, it's going to be more where the moon sets and the sun sets, so towards the west. So if you look up and then start heading west, keep going until you get to the moon.
We're nearing the 50th anniversary of Apollo 17, the last time humans walked on the moon. And NASA is going to be making its next attempt to launch the SLS rocket designed to propel us back to the moon. It's on the launch pad now, right? 39B?
It is getting ready to go. Yes. So we're heading towards the second, or not even the second, but we keep trying because, going to the moon is pretty hard. But we're going to get there and we're going to get it right and do it safely. So this time we're going to go to the South Pole this Artemis mission is just going to take people like mannequins, moonikins is what we're calling them. And we're going to check out the environment around the moon and make sure we understand the radiation environment and the effect on the astronauts and keep them safe. But soon we're going to go back with astronauts and we're going to go to the South Pole, which is a really amazing place that's going to help us understand a lot of big questions about the moon. And we're going to go with commercial entities, with international partners, and we're going to set up a long-term presence on the moon. And then we're going to take all that we learn on and around the moon and head to Mars. So it's going to be a really amazing time.
And the launch of Artemis 1 is now scheduled for the 14th in about a week. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that can hold. And we know a little more about the moon these days, right? Because of the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter?
Absolutely. So the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter has been orbiting the moon for a little over 13 years now. And it's really helping us understand the context of where we explored with Apollo. And it's preparing us to go back with Artemis to places that are scientifically interesting, in places where there might be resources available. And the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter is also helping us understand the moon itself like never before. We're finding, we're watching it change before our eyes. We're seeing new impact craters form. We're finding terrains we don't really understand. We just found a lunar pit that's about 63 degrees Fahrenheit almost all the time. So a really comfortable place for the moon. And we're just learning new things every day, it seems.
Sounds like San Diego or something.
I know, amazing for the moon.
So is there a place that we can go to for more information, A, about the eclipse, and B, about Artemis?
Absolutely. So moon.nasa.gov is a great place to learn more about the moon. And we have all kinds of links to other places. There's a whole NASA Artemis website as well. And you can also follow along with NASA Moon on Twitter and Facebook. And you can also go outside and look up if you can. It's a great place to learn more and to observe. It's going to be a beautiful view.
You don't need to be looking at a screen. How about that?
That's
Andrea
right.
Jones, thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you so much. This has been great.